Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook Live update. An update also on YouTube as well. So thanks to everybody for joining in. Once we get 100 plus people in the room, then we'll go ahead and get things going, because then we'll be ready to go. We're watching some important developments here in the storm, but not developments that are unexpected. If you are watching News Channel 3, I just did a live update at 9 o'clock on the air there, and that was what I said there, is that there are some developments with the storm that are not unexpected, but they might make you think, are we done? And as you see in my slate that I have here for the live update, we're still in the woods. Dan, it has been a crazy day, but I will say this particular storm, I would say, was modeled well. It is, I think, doing pretty much what was expected. So liking that. Yvonne says, bring the sun, please. I wish I could. It might be a while before we see too much of it. Although with this lake effect regime that we're going to have setting up next week, even though it's going to be very cold, I do think it will allow for some spots of sunshine. Happy Friday, Mike. It is Friday. It just doesn't feel like one, I feel like. Not for me anyway. And probably for a lot of parents out there whose kids were at home. Skylar, hello to you. Battle Creek looking for tomorrow morning commute. Dicey, because even though things are quiet right now, I think things are going to be really sort of changing once we get to the overnight period. I'll show you why. David, hello to you in Holland. Thanks for being here. I know. I don't know if you saw that on my Facebook page, and I tweeted at my Twitter page, paging Jim Cantori, because Mike from the east side of the state, we were sort of on lightning lookout anyway, and he grabbed a screen grab there with a stroke of lightning on one of his radar returns there. So that was very interesting. Jeremy, hello to you. And Beth, howdy. Good evening to you too. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. All right, let's get right to it. Winter storm. We got about 400 people in the room right now. We're going up. So we'll get this underway now. Thanks for joining in, by the way. A winter storm update. And as you see here, we're still in the woods. We are still in the woods. Even though you step outside right now, depending on where you are, but certainly if you're along I-94 South, there's nothing going on right now. And the wind is very calm right now. And so you might think we're done. And no, we're not done. I'm going to liken this to a hurricane, and that it is an area of low pressure that's rather intense. Of course, there are many reasons it's not a hurricane, but there are similarities here in the sense that with this low is going over us right now. And so as it goes over us, we're seeing the precipitation come down. In this particular case, again, it's not necessarily like a hurricane, but we are seeing the winds die down. Now, as we get on the backside of that low, which is going to be moving off to the northeast, as we get on the backside of that low, the wind is going to pick back up, and it's going to be howling tomorrow morning by daybreak. And we're going to see the snow picking back up overnight as well. So I've already seen reports, in fact, one with a ruler in it, thanks to Chris Karpinski, who works here at News Channel 3, used the handy-dandy and always trusty News Channel 3 retro ruler. 6 inches on the ground in Portage. I've seen some 3-4 inch reports as well. And I think that we're going to see more snow. In fact, we will as we go overnight. There is more snow ahead with lake effect in here coming for Saturday as well. So we're definitely going to keep that in mind. All right, I want to show you what's going on right now in Coldwater. I told you, right, that things are all quiet, whereas they were anything but a couple of hours ago. And that's evidenced by the scene in Coldwater. About 4 o'clock this afternoon, I showed this shot on the Facebook Live I had earlier this afternoon. And you couldn't even see that hotel at the bottom of the screen. The snow was so heavy. And the same story in downtown Kalamazoo, where we have much better visibility than what we had just a couple of hours ago. So what's at play here? What's going on? And here's what's happening. As I'm going to show you the radar here. Well, first of all, visibility is also reflecting that. In fact, Sturgis at 5 miles, Marshall at 5 miles, Coldwater, perfect visibility. But notice it's still low in Allegan. It's still low in Hastings. Still low in GR and in Holland. The visibility, though, will be improving from south to north. Pam, thanks very much. I will be. Thank you so much. St. John's in the house. Shelley, hello to you. And Holly, why is that air pressure so incredibly low? This is a very intense storm that's getting stronger and stronger. Actually, it's about going to max out. Forecast models, again, have done a good job with this, not only with the track of it, but with the strengthening of it. Over the last 24 hours, this storm has exploded like a bomb, and the air pressure has just dropped fast. And it's about to bottom out. It's about to bottom out. Tomorrow morning, it will start to actually weaken. The storm will weaken as it continues to move over us. Power out North Sprinkle Road. Oh, Jennifer, we'll check in with that Consumers Energy Group and see what's going on there. Hello to you, Graham, in Battle Creek. Lights are flickering in Oshtemo. Fingers crossed that the power stays on. Carmelita, winds and cold temperatures are more concerning than the snow. I totally understand that. Look at the radar and you see this one area of snow moving out. Look at our hour by hour. It's handling it very well. In fact, by midnight, the model here is showing that snow will be mainly, let's say GR to Lansing north, so I-96 north, but south of that line, there's not really going to be any snow here late tonight. 35 and Almeda Township got 6 inches on the ground, Chris. Drop a ruler in it, send me a pic. I appreciate that very much, and I'm glad to hear that you're safe. I'm sure you put in a day there on the big orange truck out there doing some good work. Peggy, hello to you. Chantel, hello. And Beth, low pressure while we saw the blue sky, lightning. Yeah, if you saw lightning, yeah, definitely. Well, because that low is so intense as it's moving over us, yeah. It's not something, of course, that we see typically in winter storms and snow, especially in this particular case without really the aid of lake effect. But that is that sign of how strong that low was. So lots of downed trees, Mindy out plowing. Wow, okay, if you've got some shots there that you can get safely, let me know. Limbs down in Westwood, Kalamazoo. I know I was driving in the Parkwood, Upjohn neighborhood and saw a lot of trees that were really hanging down because the snow's been a little bit on the wet side, right? Let me show you what's going to happen here from midnight to 7 a.m. Right now we have the snow moving out, moving up to the north. Now watch what happens as we go overnight. Snow starts to fill back in. It's because we're going to be transitioning from earlier today when we were still on the east side of the low. That's why initially we had a little bit of rain mixed in with the snow. Now the low is right over us. And now as the low departs moving off to the northeast, on the backside of that low, we're going to see more snow filling in and then colder air coming in with this Arctic outbreak. And that's going to trigger lake effect snow showers. So you see that between about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and 7 a.m., we're building that snow back in. So we're in a bit of a lull right now, a very quiet period right now, but it will start to pick up again overnight. And tomorrow, run our clock here from 7 a.m. to noon. And there you see now those telltale lake effect snow bands starting to set up again. This is on the backside of that low. Now watch our temperatures drop from the mid-20s Saturday at noon down into the low 20s by 7 p.m. 17 for the temperature tomorrow evening at 7 in Sturgis and Coldwater. And now we're making that transition from system snow, which is area wide, which so far looks like it's been about 3 to 6 inches. We're not out of the woods yet. To lake effect snow, and we're going to see a more nuanced flow here, but those lake effect snow belt areas will probably be picking up more accumulation. Robin, hello to you in Kalamazoo. Also, let's see, Patty says power out in Portage, Angling Road, 131 area. Okay. Cherie, I don't know where you are, but there's a winter storm here. Let's see. Julie. Oh, you were talking to somebody else. My bad. 2 inches in Muskegon, but I don't think you're out of the woods yet there in Muskegon. I think you're going to see some for a couple of more hours as it continues to work to the north. Still have power in Jackson, Ryan. Okay, how much more snow? I think you could see another 2 to 3 inches of snow with this next area that's moving in. Tina, thanks for that report. Hudsonville is a mess. Hudsonville is a mess. Hastings now at 5 inches so far. Atlanta, thanks for that report. I should be writing some of these down. 5 inches. Thanks, Atlanta, for that report. In Hastings. Let's see. Peggy is hibernating. I think that's a good idea. Wait a minute. Is Peggy hibernating? No, Jonathan is hibernating, telling Peggy that. All right, let me get right to this here. Stop snowing in Leonidas. Shannon. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, Andrea. Power is out on the north side of Bellevue. Let's see what's next. There you see that lake effect that's going to be kicking in here for tomorrow evening. Now, the National Weather Service is continuing with the winter storm warning. Now, you might be stepping outside right now, and you see that we're still saying that heavy snow with 8 to 12 inches likely in the warning area. And you're thinking, but it looks like the snow has stopped, and I only have 4 inches or 3 inches or 6 inches of snow. We're not done yet. As I showed you on that hour by hour, it's going to pick back up again overnight. While you're sleeping, it's going to start snowing again. I don't think it's going to be as ferocious. I don't think it's going to be as heavy as what we saw in the first round coming through. I think if you remember last night on Facebook Live, I was saying I think the bulk of this, whatever accumulation we get, is going to be falling between about 2 or 3 in the afternoon and about 9 or 10 at night. And that's pretty much what's happened. And that's because, again, this storm has been modeled pretty well. And if we want to continue with that, the modeling, it looks like it's got a good handle on it, then we will see an uptick in the snow overnight and through tomorrow morning. And that could give us another 2 to 4 inches, maybe in some spots even 5. I think that'll go a long way toward getting us to that total of 8 to 12 system snow. Now, again, by tomorrow evening, by sunset tomorrow evening, we've transitioned out of system snow with that storm going away, and now we're transitioning into lake effect. And that's going to be another facet, another part to this winter storm story. And then coming in behind that, we have the Arctic air, which is yet another part of the story. Nancy, you're very welcome. I did not bring my jammies to work, but I will say this: I have a truck, and even when I was driving just a few moments ago, I handled some hills with no problem. So I think I have a vehicle for it, but I appreciate it. But no, I don't have jammies here at work. I should have like some radar jammies or some cloud and snow jammies. Matt Mez, Battle Creek, same story. Same story. You're going to see it's quiet right now, but you're going to see the snow picking up overnight. And I think that there could still be another 2 to 4 inches, let's say, in the Battle Creek area by the time we get to, let's say, 3, 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Remember, the storm warning window goes until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And after that, we'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to wait and see what the National Weather Service decides to do with that warning, because they might extend it depending on what they feel, or they'll probably at least trim the counties, but I think it'll go away. But remember, then we're transitioning to this next pattern, which is very cold. Temperatures on Saturday, by the way, that 30 that you see, that's going to be very early in the morning. Temps by late morning and into the afternoon are going to be falling fast. So fast that it's going to get all the way down to 10 degrees by Sunday morning daybreak, and it's going to stay at about 10 degrees all day on Sunday. Joel, I don't think you're going to see much lake effect on Saturday and Sunday, but it's not out of the question because this is going to be a bit of a stout wind that's coming in here at 20 to 30, and that could easily drive those snow bands as far inland as Coldwater, as I-69, and maybe even US 127. Look, I remember last year seeing some snow bands on a stiff west wind that stretched all the way from Lake Michigan all the way across into Ontario. So it's not out of the question. It's not out of the question. Let's see, Stacy, when will the wind kick up? It'll kick up overnight. Overnight, and then we'll have those gusts up to around 50 degrees. Yeah, Chris, we can see lightning with a snowstorm. We sure can. In fact, if you on my Facebook page and on Twitter, Mike LeBeau, who's usually in here, he is over on the east side of the state in the Detroit area, and he had a screen grab from his radar app that he has with showing a lightning bolt on the detector in a northeast suburb. I forget which one it was of Detroit. You know that it's bad when businesses are closing for the first time in your whole life living here. Trenton, what's expected for KZoo area through tomorrow snow-wise? I think another 2 to 4, maybe 5. We can see that much more snow. Total snowfall for Portage, Jason. Well, right now, I have somebody who sent me a ruler shot with 6. So if we get another 2 to 4, I mean, we could end up with about 9 or 10. That's not out of the question. Again, it might be quiet out there where you live right now with not a lot of wind and not a lot of snow. But this is part 1. Part 2 is going to be coming overnight. And I do think that the wind tomorrow morning is going to be stronger than what we've had so far today. I do. I believe that. Because this area of low pressure, which is very tightly wound, is going to be moving off to the east, northeast. And we have this area of high pressure that's filling in behind it. Wind is created by changes in atmospheric pressure. And so the greater the atmospheric pressure change, the greater the air pressure change over the smaller the area, the stronger the wind. And so I think tomorrow morning, as this low starts to move away from us, in fact, it won't be even until dawn. I think overnight, this is going to develop. We're going to see those winds really start to pick back up. And by daybreak tomorrow, I think we're going to have a lot of wind, and I think we're going to have some more snow. I don't think the snow will be as intense tomorrow morning as what we had today, but I think I believe that the wind may be more intense tomorrow morning than what we've seen so far today. Blake, we're not done yet. I don't know if you heard me say that about 20 times, but we're not done yet. Let's see. what's the best time frame for my tired plow guy to get a few hours of rest? Really, well, if he wants to get caught up on what he's doing, probably right now. If he wants to get some rest, right now, because it's pretty quiet right now, but it'll be picking up a little bit later on. Thanks, Sharon, for the report from Hamilton. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hold on there. Yolanda, thank you so much. I appreciate it very much. Need 2 more weeks of vacation in Texas again. I hear you there. No bueno. Cal, thanks for the thanks. All right, I'm going to skate on out of here, everybody. I think we sort of covered everything here. Again, I'll be live at 10 on ARC, West Michigan. I'll be live at 11 on News Channel 3. Just a reminder, we continue with the winter storm warning. That's from the National Weather Service, by the way. For more snow that's going to be coming overnight and very strong winds that will be causing some blowing snow. So that's something that to keep in mind. Tomorrow we have another weather alert day, and it's primarily for the morning. I think by afternoon, when the wind starts to die down, which I think it will die down pretty rapidly, at least it won't be as strong. We're still going to see some gusty winds, but it's not going to be as strong. Tomorrow, late in the afternoon, we'll see some lake effect snow, but I think everything's going to start to relax just a little bit. That's going to be during the day tomorrow. Mike, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate it very much. And CK, thank you as well. All right, I'll be live at 10 on the CW7. Oh, not the CW7 anymore, ARC, West Michigan. I'll be live at 11 on News Channel 3. So I hope you can join me there. Don't forget that I am on Facebook. It's WWMT's Keith Thompson. You're on the News Channel 3 Facebook right now. So hop on over to my Facebook page, give it a like, and follow me there. You can also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads at Weatherman Keith. It's the @ Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. Well, we made it through the first part of the storm. And like I said, we have part 2 that's going to be coming up overnight and during the day tomorrow. So please be safe. And tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if we have some strong winds yet again blowing that snow around. And remember that we've got a lot of snow on the ground right now. So even if we don't pick up much more than a couple of more inches, the wind can blow what's on the ground as well. And that can also create some driving hazards. So just keep that in mind. Diana, thanks for the thanks. I appreciate it very much. Carolyn, thanks. I hope you stay safe as well. Cheryl, spitting a little snow where you are right now, but again, overnight, I think we'll see a return to that snow. Oh, by the way, Jeff Porter and Colin Rogers are going to be tag teaming the weather, double teaming the weather tomorrow on News Channel 3 live at 6 a.m. They'll have live weather coverage from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. You can find Colin and Jeff working together on that tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to join Will tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. Will, by the way, is going to be joining me tonight at 10 and 11 as well. So Will's working right now. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Thanks for your support. Thanks for being here. It means a lot. I appreciate it very much, and for your comments too. Thank you so much. Hope you get some good rest. Hey, we made it to the weekend, right? We made it to the weekend if you're a Monday through Friday person. So tomorrow morning, get a blanket and hunker down and read a book, or of course, watch News Channel 3. But I hope you stay safe in whatever you do. I might try to pop in over the weekend with a Facebook live update. I know that I'm going to be working tomorrow evening with Will, so maybe then. Otherwise, just stay in touch with us, and we'll definitely do our best to keep you alert. Thanks again, everybody, and have a good night.